Hello, this is Thomas, and this is Global CE-5 Hangout, CE-5 Initiative. And today I have two guests with me, my usual regular guest Oliver, and today we have a new guest, Jason, from New York. So you wanna say hello, guys?
Hello.
Hello, nice to be with you.
Yeah. We took some time getting acquainted here before the live part, and we've been talking about. I wanted to share today some things and some thoughts and some experiences about the difficulties and the realities of doing this kind of. This is perhaps more the disclosure part of our work, but and we talked about fear and we talked about trust and all these things, and what I would like to do is that yesterday I shared in a bunch of groups and about the hangout and some other things about how to generate traffic and get attention, and I thought that, well, might as well go all out and share these things and what I know and how I kind of, this is not just assumptions I make, but you can draw some pretty good clear conclusions from the stats that you should have a lot of different profiles. So that's what we're going to talk about. But before we start that, Jason, would you like? Oliver has been in the hangout a lot, but would you like to just take 2 minutes just to say hello and where you're from and?
Yeah. So all right. So like you said, like Thomas said, I'm Jason from New York City. I think your group is probably more toward the other side of the world, right?
Yes, I'm in Denmark, and
Yeah.
Oliver is yes.
Yeah. Only this planet. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're
Yeah.
all on the planet, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I guess I'm the one that reaches to the west side. So, but I'm glad to be here. I've been a UFO experiencer not that long, actually, since my first experience was in June of this year. And even though I was trying to make contact like 6 months before that, but I made contact in June, and ever since then, I've had a lot of high strangeness, and I started getting involved in the community and talking to people and seeing the people who reject you and seeing the people who embrace you and balancing all that out.
Well, yes, and you say the Easy Let's Talk network and the CE-5 initiative is mostly about making contact and try to have positive experiences. So that's good. We're really nice to have you. And as I said, Jason sent me some videos about some of the stuff he's been taking, and we're gonna invert and do all the stuff. And I'm trying to show him some of the tricks how to. But
I'm actually very amazed with how easy it is to come up with a video to show you proof.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is I don't have a lot of good equipment.
No, but that's the same thing. But we also all the time go, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. But it kind of becomes secondary to the rest of it.
Just my opinion to this kind of thinking. I'm not at the point that I need some proof if a video is true, if they are there or not are there. I grow up with understanding that we never were alone, that our brothers always and sisters were always there. But they have some certain laws that they may interact with cultures who aren't aware of different things. And so they just were there to help us when we bet about and we were in need, and that's it. And so, for my opinion, I know very good screen design. Yeah, I am under circumstances also designer, 3D designer, animator, and so on. I know what's today possible in the film industry. No questioning. But I'm since the 80s not anymore in the mood to go to some meetings or interactions with people where they need somebody to prove them with pictures and videos that there are real UFOs or there are states and have their secret government agents and have their written documentations. That's all past for me. I want to interact with them and work on some wired social intelligent electronic stuff or something like that.
Aliens can dance to her.
Yeah, aliens can dance too. We have to make this music event because everybody can dance.
This is actually this is a great introduction actually to the subject today, because I was gonna say you can fake everything today. So
it's no matter of what is truth, because the people mainly try also to live in a lie, because it's easier for them. It's very hard to get on and on with the mind, because only your neck grows more and more, and you have the white is harder and harder. You know, oh shit, really they done this? Oh shit, really they done this? Oh God, what's this for a kind of planet? Where are the good meanings of all that? I have to seek more. You know, and it's really funny, I think. Yeah.
But this is also this is not really about trying to convince somebody. This is about sharing the experiences that experiences have, and they believe it.
Well, it's funny because I met
beforehand.
Started doing this. I met so many great people, but it's all through social network, and everybody's scattered. So what happens is that as your experience starts to increase over time, you start to realize that you want to move people around you, not just people like in California or people in Washington or people in Florida. You want to move people right where you are. So when you bring it to your family and friends and they say, "Where's the proof?" you start to feel that idea that, okay, if I'm going to bring you into my world and share this with you, I need to bring this proof in. And
two things. When people are too... Sorry.
Go ahead, Ollie.
When people want a proof, it's no matter what you're showing them, they will still believe what they want, because it's a danger. Because you give some new information. I don't know if you know the Platon's story about the cage. People are living like in a cage, and they are only shadows and not really much light. And but this walls gives them some kind of security. Okay, they leave their free will, they leave their decision ability to make decisions and so on. But they have a cage, and when you bring some light, whatever kind of light, when you bring light in the cage, they lose their shadows. Everything changes, and you are destructing. You are directly destructing their securance. So it's not only a matter of, okay, I need a proof. I would go a step further and say, okay, the people who I meet and who are into this, they don't need a proof, and the others I don't need to overcome and give them my knowledge because they will see through my doing what it is. Yeah, you don't need to go and preach. Nobody. You just live your life, and you will give an energy out of you, and they will see it in your eyes. They will see it in your handlings, in situations, and so on.
Yeah. And I noticed that as time goes by and like we have developed our ego to be like really up here, nobody wants to be told something that they don't already know. You know, if I go to you and tell you, oh, this is what's been going on, and I rationalize it for you, the person over here is going to say, oh, let me tell you how it is. And then this one say, no, let me tell you. Is.
And a little it can go in the wrong direction. If you tell somebody something, you take away his possibility to go his own path and find his side of seeing on the story. Because there is not only one truth or one side of seeing. You have multiple dimensions, you have multiple realities.
I think what Jason is saying here is it's not so much about this is the guru competition. My guru is better than your guru. My yoga is faster than your yoga. I love you more than you love me, like Alma says. And that's a guru competition. The other thing, what you're talking about, Oliver, is more of, you know,
dialogue, not discussion.
Yes, exactly.
Dialogue, not discussion. Two about one, two souls about one, making a third thing.
But they're good. But this is actually a good thing when, you know, when Jason says people want proof. And when we talk before the show, we talk about some of these things that go on, and this is also what, and I'm gonna illustrate that. Because I'm gonna, they're closing the borders all over. I'm opening up my borders, and I'm gonna share my experience, and I'm gonna try to this is not to rat on anybody or to put anybody down or anybody on a specific Facebook group or anything like that. This is just to share what is going on in reality. And you can say that's kind of proof, but the thing is, when people ask you for proof that you're in contact with extraterrestrials, that is going to be a different kind of proof than did you get a confirmation mail. You know, because the thing is, when you ask people, did you get a confirmation mail? On this thing you said you did. They said, of course. And then you ask them, okay, show me a screen print. And things can go just as bad as when you try to convince them that, because they don't have it. They just, you know, they've been polite. They get 10, say the whales a day. So when the friends ask them, did you sign it? You go, oh, of course. But in reality, you didn't. And you don't want to give it, so your word, you say, of course I press the click there, whatever. And people go, oh, then they trust you. Then that's true, because that's something everybody does every day. But people don't have sightings and don't have, astral contact, out of body, whatever, every day. That's not the kind of normal experience. Maybe people had sightings, but this goes way beyond that. So, as I said, and we talked about when I said I have some about the trust. People also in the beginning. And Jason, you're very much. Oh, I need proof. I want better cameras and stuff. And we were like, oh, so do we. But then you start to realize that it has so much more. How should I say? It's difficult, and sometimes actually people also. I know a lot of experiences that have They say, I'm going to show you this, and people get scared. Don't want to talk. Like Oliver said, suddenly somebody lit a bright light in the cave, and everybody goes, "Oh my God!"
Yeah. And the thing too is that when we get scared, or when we talk about people getting scared, it's not like the typical scared where everyone's saying, "Oh my God, I'm so scared! Don't show me this." It's a scared like, I'm gonna joke about it. I'm gonna say, "How are you to get this experience?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the joke reaction is a natural thing of the psyche of your psycho of your mind. If you are suppressed with a situation that you never can understand, then or it's too bloody. It's very normal when you are in a bad war and something very, very bad happens, that the only reaction you can do then is to laugh about. It's very surreal, but it's also happening. It's from the ages of the monkeys. If the alpha monkey flashes his and shows his teeth, I will now eat you, then everybody flashes his teeth and shows them, and we are all smiling. No, but I have another thing that I remember at a CE-5 event in Berlin. You know, I had made some CE-5 meetings, and there were between 5 and 12 people in the night together in a cold autumn nights, and we were sitting together. And the only thing that happened that at the point in the sky above us, first, before the meditation, was only cloudy night, yeah, and after the meditation, then calling our brothers, there was a round circle, free, where you could look on the stars, but the clouds from the round circle were like cut out and pressed on the floor. But you did not see any UFO. And I thought to myself, okay, just in my mind, because in my understanding they are all telepathic and they read us, we can't lie them, and so they you can also interact with them only if you think, and they can read it. I thought to myself, you know, buddies, when you come and want to confront me, please do me a favor. I don't wear glasses. Don't be a point like something in the sky, like a satellite or a star or something. Please be huge, so I can see you. And 2 and 3 times with the C5 group, nothing happened. And I have heard somewhere about that if just one person, okay, is interested and wants to make this funny thing, but in his soul he could be really frightened. When really something appears, our brothers won't come and show up, because they are just lowering their frequency, and get, for us, they come in our reality, but it's just a vibration. We are all vibrations, we are all frequencies, okay? And they are lowering their frequency, and then we can see them, okay? But in one night, when I was camping at the other side of Berlin with 3 friends, after half an hour, these 3 friends fell asleep. I had a C1, about 20 seconds. One disc was from my side of view about like a ball, and the other was like $1 coin, yeah. You don't have $1 coin, whatever, like a coin, yeah. So for my feeling, that were 20 to 30 meters, and one was 50, 60 meters above me. The others was behind, flying 200 meters. And I thought first my mind thinking was, I have to wake them up, my other friends, to show them. And then I heard in myself, no, this moment is for you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So relax and enjoy, something like that. And I lied back, and they flew over me. 20 seconds were away, and that was it. So in the end, I got my answer, you know. But the whole group of CE-5 who went a few times with me, something was not really round, you know. Somebody was in a triangle, and so they knew everything, because they look in our mind. You can't fool the galaxy. That's the thing.
Yeah, there's actually a time, and I admit I still do it too. I'll still have a camera like either around my neck and see if I can take that opportunity to take a shot. But after a while, when you do this so much and you don't have to convince yourself anymore, you realize that every time you think about the camera and picking it up to take the shot, you're taking away from your experience.
Exactly,
You're not in the moment. Yes.
And exactly, and that's that. You know,
like
and that's it starts with the sightings and the interaction. You know, the telepathic or what all the conscious-based interaction, and that's really. And you say, oh, I want to show everybody this. But as you said, then you start becoming comfortable about it, and you start to realize, oh, this goes deeper, and then it becomes not so much about, you know.
For kids, it will be normal.
It becomes like Enrique, this great guy, says, you know, it's about the contact inside. Suddenly, that becomes the most important part of it somehow, you know.
Right, and I'm definitely not against documenting. I mean, if I have a camera,
not at all. But the thing is, you know,
Cool, documenting is cool, but when I'm aboard and talking with them, then I can also make a screenshot or a Facebook, smile, bep, yeah, something like that. But not when I'm driving in the car and I see something, crash.
And it is, of course, great to get some good captures. But Jason, like you said, the battery was flat, blah blah blah. Hey, right out here, during the blood moon, there was stuff going on right in front of me. But every time I tried to take a picture, they would turn off my camera completely. I had to reset it. And I was like, oh my God, they're right here.
You have to use an old one, an analog camera with a film, and
But they can even. I think yeah, but there's also possibility that you can manipulate it. I think if you can manipulate electronics and photons, then you can also.
Yeah, and in the end, it's not like a real experience.
But the thing is, and I was like, oh. So I kind of gave up, and I was just standing there, waiting. This is it. Beam me up. And then I thought, when I could restart my phone again, I thought, now I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna, mentally ask, is it okay if I try to take a picture? And then I finally got some. Except one thing, one of the videos. When there was, because there was a ball of light, there was also stuff going on in the field. I'm sure there was, but it could have been fairies. We're in the countryside here, but there was stuff going on right in front of me, and I could see it when I was because I was trying with the flash in the beginning, and I could see the grass on the ground, the fog, the light, and stuff. In the field of the cone of light, but it was pitch black on the camera. But 2 shots and some photographs worked. So it sounds crazy, and it's always disappointing. Always disappointing to see it. When you show people, that's just a blob in the field, Oh, it looks a bit weird. Yeah, you should have been there. So, and that's always like that.
I try sometimes funny stuff. Yeah, in my first CE-5 meditation, for me it was enough to get in contact over mind in a conversation with some eternity, some being, whatever. And I took some questions about electronic circuits with me and energy systems, because I've seen some diagrams I did not understand really. And I took this in my meditation with me, and I met somebody who explained it me with one picture. It was just one picture, one like a GIF image, a picture with movement, like a 3D impression, fingerprint of a situation, of a magnetic situation of frequencies. And it cleared my soul. I came back with the answer. So sometimes it's also a kind of preparation. What do you want in a meditation? Do you just want to call them? Do you want interaction? Do you want to solve a problem? Do you have certain questions and want to meet really in your mind with somebody? And like sitting on a table and asking them questions. What's your favorite color or something like that? Everything is possible. So
yeah, I can see Jason I don't know. Oh, he's back. Okay, you're back. I was just stopping. But yes, that's true. But what I was thinking is now, it's a great discussion, but I would like to try and relate some of this more. Or to what's going on, but also I think maybe we should. I don't know if I should share or not. This. But also, as I said, the thing about
throw a coin.
When people ask me, is that a real UFO? Oh, well, hello, am I here? Oh, what's going on? No, oh no, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. but I'm not like, I can't tell really. How can I tell? Because there's so many different things. I can relate things to my own experience, and then there's also this gut feeling you have when you exchange experiences with other people having genuine or whatever. It's much more easy to you're not kind of scrutinizing them like that because they already seen it and you kind of trust it. So it's not like something you have to convince each other about.
Yeah, and I think the way the lights, like people talk about lights in the sky, and lights could be anything, right? But when you see, first of all, when you see anything in the sky that seems to do something exactly when you want something.
Oh yeah.
That interaction.
Because then it's not lights in the sky anymore. I mean, when something is beaconing you, no plane is going to just beacon you and then stop and then disappear and then come over here and beacon you over here and stop and disappear. I mean, there's an active communication component to the way the lights come out that people have to experience it to really, really grasp whether it's something supernatural or not.
But it's not necessarily something you need to train really, really hard. Everybody can actually do this if you just believe it. When I had the first, when I shared the first sighting after I started, like you said, it was in June.
Yeah.
But now it's 3 years ago this June.
Okay.
And then I've been doing the meditation, all this stuff, and I've seen UFOs since childhood, but I never. Well, actually, some things I said when I was a child, they kind of crazy. My friends used to say, "Oh, we saw UFOs," and Thomas made them change color in his mind, or in his, whatever. And my mom actually told me that now. But when you're a kid, it's real fun. But when you become a certain age, or stuff like that happens, you really learn fast that you don't talk about that. So I never had that kind of contact. But I want to say when that was in Weiler and where we lived at that time, and at that time I had I was kind of giving up on it. But then I had some sightings, and it was also more like a feeling that something's going on here. And one day, in the summer, we were walking the dogs and we were going through a tunnel for bicycles. And when we were in the tunnel, I'm like, something's going to happen now. And my wife was with me, and we walk out the tunnel, and I look up, and here goes, they come flying by, in the nice golden red, beep, 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 and not that far away. And I tell my wife, "Oh, look, there they are." And she goes, "Oh man, you're right." And I ask, try to make it change speed or change direction, change color in your head. And it goes zigzag, and my wife goes, "Oh man, it's real. Make them land tomorrow." So that's true. But what I wanted to relate this to the other stuff we talked about, about just sharing, and as you said, when you show them the blob, everybody goes, "I want proof." That's not proof. Blah, blah, blah. If it's an everyday thing, it's much more easy to say I did that. And be polite, all this, the way we interact with each other is very much, you don't want to disappoint people. So if you haven't done something they ask, and you don't think it's that important, and it might not be, some people say, "Whoa, save the whales," whatever, but it's not like the world is gonna end.
The world, oh man.
If you don't. But that's what I'm going to talk about now. Because as I said, yesterday I really did a lot of PR work for the Hangout as usual. I sent out news mails for my online label on Reverb Nation, for my own artist profile, Twitter, and in a zillion UFO groups and so forth on Facebook. And the Hangouts get pretty good response, and we're getting more and more views. That's nice to see that people are actually watching this. Also afterwards, I don't know how many is watching live, but my experience with Facebook and disclosure and this especially disclosure work, but also this content work is actually it's a million times easier to promote music and to promote this, because people have a tendency to be they're polite, but they're also very suspicious because it's a subject, as you said, you don't have proof, and there's a lot of people making money, and there's a lot of people disinfo.
And you got
there's
this
blah,
projects of disillusion and making false articles and making monkeys out of people who
yeah,
have
but
seen and done something.
it's a big
That's
business.
also a big
It's
issue.
politics.
Yeah,
It's all kinds of stuff.
money, trolling the people is money business. Yeah.
But this is, I know for a fact that this is the same thing in other kinds of activism. If you are working, to environmental activists, political, all kinds of stuff. These mechanisms is also going on. You ask for help, and people say, "Yes, of course we will do that." But in reality, they don't. They're just being polite. And that's what I'm trying to, and that's what we're going to try to illustrate and talk about. What can you do to?
I live in a different dimension than you. I don't live with producers, musicians and culture. Now, I had my time in Berlin, but it was quite different. The people I met all over the whole world are kind of changers, of thinkers, of free minds, and so. But many of them meet me as crossroad, like I'm the crossroad where the streets are meeting. They ask themselves, why don't I meet more people like you? You can talk open. I can talk with you openly about everything, and I tell them, yeah, you have to raise the consciousness in your in the area where you're living in, because we have to raise the consciousness on this planet. It's not about the planet. The planet is already on the new frequency and the new consciousness level. It has now to do how long will the birth of the human consciousness take. 1 generation, 2 generations, 3 generations, or even 5 generations. I don't know. But I'm hoping a little bit better, and the interaction I got is more with people who are all working in kind of consciousness. They are not they're more in the underground. You don't see them on the web. You don't see them posting or writing books or making or from their thinkings money out in a kind of media style. They are not doing this kind of work, but they are actively working in their circumstances, in their cities, by the people surrounding them. And I'm very hopeful for that, what I'm seeing.
Okay, but
yeah, I noticed too that like here, there's like, I would put it like in 3 categories of people. You have people who will not believe it at all and just say that you're delusional and who are you to have this experience? Are you special? Okay, that's one group, right? They won't listen to you. The next group, you have the people who believe in it and love conspiracy. So they'll look at these websites that'll say, "Oh, look at this thing in the sky," and that's it. That's that group. Then you got the third group, and this is sort of where I'm at, is where when you talk about raising the consciousness. That's now a lifestyle change. It's a change to live your life a little slower, take everything in, and not be in a rush. Calm your mind a little bit more on a regular basis, not just like at that moment in time, but just sort of like practice. You know what I mean? Like kind of like with Jesus. I guess walk in his footsteps. And that group, and it's building, and I think it is building. But I think that it's a little far-reaching, so it's not like someone in your neighborhood. It's not like someone in your family. You still have to go out like once a month or once every few months and meet up with these people.
Or in a meditation inside of you, meet them. They're always there.
Even that concept
you can
alone
feel them.
Is so far-fetched for some people because they don't even grasp the idea that we may be one mind in a spider web. They don't even conceive of that kind, because everything is a me.
Morphogenetic field, you can call
exactly.
it. Now you have studies about this, and in Harvard and Oxford they are seriously taking the consciousness now.
Yeah.
Global Consciousness Project, for example.
Yeah. So and it's funny because when some people have asked me, like, and I know that Tom, me and you talked about the cloud manipulation with the mind, and they, you know, I have had people ask me, so what do you do with that? I mean, are you going to make money with that? And I say, you know, first of all, just accepting the idea that the mind is not inside the body is enough to know that there's something there that I need to research. You know, no, is a dollar sign going to come out of a cloud when I move it, or when I make it disappear, or I make it reappear? No, it's not. But just that alone opens the door for you. And people don't want to hear that because they're like, all right, if I can't make money doing it, then don't talk to me.
Oh yeah. No, but Jason. That's a perfect pitch to move on, because that's exactly what we were talking about, you know. And now I'm going to show how much money you can make of this. No, it's actually quite the opposite. But first, I want to illustrate the stuff about it. As I said, you know, a lot of people will like the post, but they won't follow the link or get the idea or whatever. And but I think we're just going to start where I'm going to share my screen and take you on a fast trip through Cyberland. Okay, share. This should be my Facebook. This is my Facebook. I hope we can all see it. Okay.
Yes,
this post.
This is Facebook.
Okay, you can see the whole post. This is on my own Facebook.
Yeah.
I posted this post in
18 hours ago.
A bunch of Facebook groups. A lot of Facebook groups.
So you flooded Facebook with the same.
Yeah, and now I was asking, you know, saying we're doing this. Everybody already, you know, I shared the Hangout some days ago, and this was yesterday because I wanted to see, you know, I wanted to share what we're doing, and also I wanted to, you know, once again see how is the feedback coming from the internet, from my network, you know, because every time I do this, this goes out to about 800 people on my mailing list, on the label and on Reverb Nation profiles. It goes out to like 3,000 people on Twitter, and then I have like, I don't know, 1,300 Facebook friends and all these groups.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I can see, you know, from the traffic, you know, internet traffic and the feedback, you know, what's effective and what's not effective. Yeah. And that's what we're going to talk about, you know, in the concept of also, you know, if you want to run a social media campaign, when you say that, people automatically think, oh, that's spamming all the Facebook groups with my UFO video, but that's not it, because they're not getting anywhere. So, but this is to show you this the post and the object. Actually, the one thing I asked, you know, if you think this is cool, would you give my music page a like?
Sure, I did, didn't I?
Oh yeah, I like. Well, of course, some people already did it. But let's go see. You know, but I can go here to my. Let's go to this page. My front page. You can see. Hang on a second. It needs to load.
You mean your CE-5?
And this is all the groups. You can see them here, and there's all the UFO groups. It's also been posted in some of the music groups. So it's a bunch of groups. You know, and they're not even all here. And I took an example, and please don't. This has nothing to do with the Facebook group, because it's the same thing in all groups. But here's the post, and as you can see, there's people here who actually they like the post. And so, but if you now we go to the page itself, and the object of this exercise was to get more reach for the hangout, for these people. Oh, now we're up to 5 in all.
Mm-hmm.
Are you following me here?
This
Yeah.
music
Okay.
band side, that's you have longer term. Yeah, I know.
I spent like 2-3 hours posting in all these groups,
Yeah.
and now you saw one, and please, whatever group it was, disclosure project or whatever, it's the same in all groups. You get tons of likes on the post itself, but no one actually likes the page or follow the links or anything like that. It's always like it. And then people go, well, because they don't like your music, they don't. No, it's not about that. It's about people think you're what they get suspicious.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know,
No.
because I'm looking now at my Facebook and
Mhm.
I'm comparing in how much groups I'm inside. And they are all interesting. Free experience, gods, UFOs and mysteries, disclosure support for Germany, Switzerland.
I'm not
first
saying the groups
contact
are
and
not.
so,
I'm not saying the groups are not interesting. I'm just saying
Yeah,
people have this idea that a social media campaign is posting on Facebook.
No, there's something. I see what you're saying. There's something there. I have a group that I'm part of. I'm sure we're all part of the CE-5 initiative, right?
Yes.
Great group. I find it to be like a central place. I even know the moderators, and it's really good site. But I noticed something, a little trend. If I post a video or something that requires a little bit of reading, you'll get 2, 3, 4 likes. But then if you post a meme, right, about something funny that you can just grab 2 seconds, all of a sudden it'll end up with 100 to 150 likes.
Yeah.
And I think that
it has to be easy.
Right, it has to be so easy because people have, the way you look at your Facebook and you see how everything flips like a news feed. I think people are thinking that way as they walk out of their house and they do things every day, and they're thinking so quickly, and if they can't deal with it in less than 10 seconds, they just move on to the next one. That might be a sign.
They're looking at the smartphone at it.
Okay, but let me take you to the next, because I should have said this from the beginning, because I think I've said it a lot. This has gone out on Twitter, on my news mails, on Real Nation, and people are following the YouTube channel as well. And of course it's all gone out of Google Plus. So it's like 8,500 people or something like that got this, okay? And then tens of thousands in the Facebook groups. But let's see if it had effect, because it had. The like was just the Facebook part of it, Please give my page a like. That would be nice. And oops, sorry. I'm gonna have to share the screen, because now we go to now I'm actually giving away some pretty cool business secrets here. No. I hope you can see this. This is my music profile. As you can see, I'm not hiding anything. I'm out of the closet a long time ago. Some of the music is actually also inspired by weird events. But here's some stats. The video, there's a bug. Sadly, I did not have 700 plays since yesterday. But the other stats are pretty accurate. We will go to my dashboard. Ooh, I qualify for promotion. This is how sometimes it says free promotion, and that's what I'm going for. I don't have money to invest in this, and I'm not making any. But it is actually possible to campaign real hard just by a bit of work.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you really want
So if you look here, because but I do this, this very easy to see that I have been doing it because I've been on vacation, and then I did this. I started posting this yesterday, and it peaks. Oh,
yeah, cool.
and this is rank positions, blah blah blah. Doesn't really matter. Let's go to my stats. These are the stats. This kind of stats. The ones, so you can see here, this is my visitor graph. After sending out this, I have a bunch of
54 visitors at one day.
Yeah, compared to very slow,
10, 6, 5.
Yeah, and then this is the most easy one to see. This is the equity. This is kind of like the chart position, whatever. But when you have a lot of that, when you have a lot of traffic and a lot of these things, they will give you free promotion. Okay, so I don't get anything except promotion. But if I use the promotion to promote the Hangout, or and we did that. Everybody was telling me it can't be done. Nobody in the no mainstream media will accept anything with the disclosure tag.
Yeah.
We ran a fucking huge campaign on the front of Rolling Stone, and everybody goes, "That can't be done." It can. Well, you must have a huge budget, $0 budget. But what I would like to illustrate actually here was the play stats. Let's see. You can see it here because then it becomes pretty obvious. This is the total number.
Yeah.
The coming in from the Reverb Nation side. Mm-hmm. This is from my widgets.
Cool.
Player, music players. Okay, and this is Facebook. 7 plays. Okay.
You need just more fans. You need just 200,000 or 300,000 friends, and it will change. Believe me. I know a German TV.
No, but what I'm saying is here. And if you go to Twitter, this is my Twitter profile. Hang on a second.
Tweet.
There's also traffic coming from here. That's what I'm saying is that the thing is that the traffic on Facebook is kind of like in a circle. It never gets out of Facebook. And if you want, and that's what people always say, if you want to bring awareness
Probably
to this.
you're in some subroutines from Facebook, and they don't like your burr, and therefore they are not pushing your site and your information really to the users, yeah. And you only see your posts every 3 clicks or 4 clicks.
No, there's something weird.
I'm gonna stop now sharing now and get back to it. But this is just to illustrate that there are tools. When people say this is just things you assume. No, it's not. Because we did this in a whole bunch of campaigns, and everybody goes, but I can't understand why this and why that. And I said, I can understand that. You're all going like this, individually, each one. I tweet to this 1,000,000 times. I don't know what you do. How do we get it in the press? How can we get it in the media? How can we blah, blah. I said, we can do that if we work together as a movement. So they go, how do you do that? I said, well, we don't have any money, but we can get this free promotion, and we can put it on front of Rolling Stone. We had a quarter.
It's really easy.
We had 250,000 imprints on the campaign.
It's really
cost
easy.
$0. Okay, the entire tweet campaign by everybody else had 1 million. So, sitting in my home and with the music and the support of the artist, we got a quarter of the feedback from, and the Facebook group has like 10,000. But the thing is, you need to understand how to make. I don't know how to explain this. People always say, "Oh, on Facebook." That's right. But if you're only writing in the UFO groups, the conspiracy groups, the disclosure groups, the contact groups, nobody else is going to see that because they don't care. And everybody goes, yes, because it's a public group. Tell me it's a public group, and I just go and see there. And so I told them that, because I had press,
You know,
I
we
did,
are in
and
a
they would come
society where they are
and
only
they
consuming.
responded, and they go, and I said, and I was really, yeah, we're doing this and blah blah blah, and they're gonna get all these signatures, and the press said, check it out, and they write me back and go, what campaign? I'm like, because it was directed in a way, it was dumb, So, and said, and people go, but the things you say can't be true. You need money. Why? Because this guy who runs the project says, oh, we need more money, give us money, give us money, otherwise you won't get disclosure. And I'm like, no, we don't have any money, but we can get you on Rolling Stone. No, that can't be done. Oh, and finally they go, oh, but how do you expect to do it? And I said, it's really easy. You go to the Facebook pages of these bands, you like them, you go play their songs, you go to YouTube, you subscribe, you play their songs, and then we get free promotion. And everyone goes, that can't be true. That's impossible. That can't be true.
Business to business called in the web. Yes.
But it is true. But what I and was talking to people about it this time, it's like, it's so weird. Why can't you have people play a song? I don't like the song. Turn off the fucking mic then, or the speakers, because it play. And I was also saying about, we were talking about the disclosure tag. We need to get this disclosure tag, as a trending tag.
Why?
Okay, cool.
Why? Do we need some merchandise or what?
Mm.
No. A tag is a tag,
No, but it was during the social media campaign for this part.
Okay, they needed
project.
one. Yeah.
The aim is to have the disclosure tag thread on Twitter and stuff like that. I said, okay, cool. If you want, and they were talking about we need to mass tweet, because if you send 100,000 tweets with the disclosure tag in an hour, then automatically the algorithms, whatever, blah blah. And I go, no, they don't. If you want the disclosure tag to trend, every single post you see with the tag, press the video, click the post, like the post, make traffic on the post, all over the web. Because that's how the web bus, that's how the web mechanism, whatever, the cloud, whatever, the tag cloud, picks it up. Not if you just send it from here to there, and nobody interacts with the tweet, the mail, the whatever, with the tag. Then it's much harder to have a trend. And people just don't seem to. It's like the more you tell them what to do, the less they want to do it. And the weird thing is, as I said, it's like the people on the other end was actually working against it. So you start going, do they really want this, or do they just want to keep the hoo-ha going and the money flowing?
Well, the good thing, the way I see it too, is that all this trending and algorithms that go into this stuff has only been around for just a few years. And really, we have an iPhone came out in 2007, so just from if you just go by that, you're going from 2007 to 2016 now. Maybe it is steering itself in that direction, but the thing is, we're right in the middle of the trend.
Yeah.
So maybe like what the algorithms look like today aren't what they would have looked like 2 years ago. So we're actually going in that direction. But the thing is, since it isn't going in the same way we want it to be, what we really, really want, we still are looking at it as a down thing, and it may actually be a positive thing. Right now, Hillary just came out, and Hillary Clinton here in the U.S., she just came out and said that she's going to investigate UFOs. So, there's a lot of people that are going to say, oh, she's a liar, this and that, and they get into all this polarized argument.
The last 5 presidents, before they were elected, everybody told The first thing is a disclosure. He will make it. Also, Obama told the story. Also, Bush told the story. So it's a repeating vinyl. Yeah, it's a repeating LP. So
But the difference is that regardless of whether she tells the truth or not, or whether she investigates and is allowed to even know the truth, it's awareness. And then all of a sudden, the same day or the next day that she said that, that was the trending topic on YouTube. You know, that was the trending
for how much days?
No, probably a short amount of time, but at least it did something.
Okay.
So yeah, you need sometimes you know like we're kind of like average people. We'll put out something and we don't get any traffic. I mean, I put out my UFO video, right? It's pretty. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that it's a UFO. I get 300 likes on it, right? And I get not one comment on it. I send it off to different people, and I'm still waiting for Third Phase of Moon and Secure Team to post my video up and have the.
At least some trolling was
Third Moon of fake. Don't go near those guys.
Yeah, something like
but
that.
I mean something.
Hey, I know how you can bring. I know how you can bring people there. Just give it another title. Write something like Saudi Arabian bombs away from an army soldier or something like that, and you will get 1 million clicks.
Yeah. Or like here's how to get money for free.
Yeah, something like that.
But hey, Ollie, that's what I'm saying, and that's why. But that's also what makes people cautious,
Right, yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna click that link, I'm saying it's a nice link. And of course, I'm going to tell him I did it, but I'm not going to do it.
No, they click it, and then, I did not see it. I will forget it.
Well, then next to yours, right, next to your video, there's a video of a UFO destroying something in China, which we know was all
cool! That's much more action!
Yeah. So then it's like, it's all in the same category,
Yeah. I say, well, one of the reasons to do this is also to get some plays in of course. But this is not, we're not getting anything from it except from growing the movement. That's the whole idea. And when you were saying awareness, that was kind of like the whole thing. These people, they couldn't believe that it's possible to get stuff, on front of all these, get commercials on all these places with about ufology and all this stuff. So it had to cost money. So I got in this discussion. I said, "What did you do with the money?" I said, "What money?" You said you raised money. I said, "Yeah, I helped raise money via the official website." I was really. So, and then on the came this, and I said, I don't know, but I think, and I said, I think that the awareness we've been bringing to this was worth, I think I said $1,000, but it was like, because they need a figure apparently or something, and they go, what do you do with the $1,000?
You have to tell them $10 million.
There was no actual dollars. Oh, so it's not real money. I'm like, what do you mean it's not real money? You guys just spend a month yelling at everybody in every Facebook group and on Twitter and everything, sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here. And you got 1 million. We got 250,000. So
we need to rent a Chinese farm to click.
Exactly.
Like Steve Bassett, when he put on the disclosure hearing, I think he got that one big donor, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm kind of spilling the beans here because that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Okay, well, Myros will go crazy here, but he did get $1 million. That's true.
He's $1 million.
To put it on, from.
You can get much money, you can lose much money, it's just a game.
And
virtual game.
I'm not really, that came, I didn't know anything about that at all. I was just concerned about the DVDs and the money and the work that me and sitting on the volunteers did. And I was wondering what's going on because the progress bar would go up and then back a little, whatever. But I was just hoping that at least they would get the DVDs finished, and apparently they didn't, the stuff. But then, when this happened, and as I said, you can see the thing is, as I told you, the stats on reformation was telling me that there was nothing wrong, and everybody was saying we got hacked, the government, the White House are in on this, and you should have seen, as Ollie said, the wacko videos. I am absolutely sure that the White House is in on this, blah 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 blah. I'm like, why don't you check the facts? There's a simple solution. The solution was by accident or on purpose. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. Somebody shared the broken link and it started a whirlwind of hoo-ha, and everybody. And when I started going, no, everybody goes, you must be an agent. You must be reptilian. I was told the weirdest, and
only
yeah,
one,
and even
not two or three.
In my private messages and chats, people were giving me the weirdest lines about, how I was being mind controlled by CIA, Russian CIA subs in Sweden.
The stories.
And it's like
you read them.
amazing
It's
because
nothing
they're like 1,500 kilometers from here. Oh, so you're not in Sweden? No, I live in Denmark. Oh, then it must be the black helicopter with the blah 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 blah. We don't see him in here. Yeah, you must have seen stuff like that. Blah, blah. No, we're not America. We're even though we're pretty close allies. When CIA was transporting prisoners to Syria for torture on Greenland and through Danish airspace, it was a huge scandal. So they stopped doing that. So, but it's like, as you said, we have very square thing, and a lot of people they're kind of like putting all the chips on one horse, all the money on one horse, and when that fails, or if the illusion kind of cracks or whatever's going on,
it's okay
crazy.
for the one who's holding the money. When they lose everything, it's for him very okay. When two people are arguing, a third people is getting something out of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking.
Profit, maybe.
The thing is, the feeling, and this is also why, I couldn't wait to get out of it. In the end, I was kind of like waiting for the petition to be over and to talk to John Kelly about these things, and also it was. People were starting to harass me out of control real bad, and some of the artists also got some not so nice weirdo experiences. But thankfully, I had control with with all their profiles, so I could filter it out, But it was not a nice experience, and the feeling I was getting all the time was these people, the ones they want disclosure from, and themselves they're caught in the exact same kind of game. They got caught up in this somehow, and they lost.
Did you hear ever the expression that when you fight with a dragon, you become a dragon? When you use a sword, you will die through a sword.
I don't know what I was,
You
they
get to
called me
the
a
energies, you get to the
whistleblower.
demons you wished in your life, and then you have to figure a way out of it.
I have to say, at that time, I was like, oh man, I'm leaving the scene completely. But I was kind of like, no.
Let's take the aluminium foil and make a hat.
Only, and then I said, no, I was gonna concentrate on this part of it, the contact, making contact, and the positive, benevolent contact, peaceful contact, and leave that circus kind of by itself. And I don't know if I think it is also a very much American way of thinking. You can't separate disclosure from contact. but I don't really get why you can't do that somehow, because of course you can. I could care less about disclosure, and I think
Yeah,
also
because they want to overcome the bad paths they have in the politics, and they have to paycheck now all the shit they have done, and therefore they have this fighting of disclosure just to change the ways of power, and that's a political thing. The real seekers, the
it
real
has to do with
conductors, they're not
politics. Yeah.
interested in the shit of the people who are over us. They're in the ground, they're in the underground, they're at the base. They don't need them to get in touch and in contact. It's just some meditations, some practices, and as younger you are, as faster you can learn this. Some people who are older than 14 will probably need a few times until they got it, but if you are at the age of 7 or 12 years, it's very easily to get in touch with such stuff. You know?
No, here in the U.S., I know that the American government has done some bad stuff over the years. I mean, you know.
Not only in the American government, every government. What did the French in Africa? What did the Germans? What did the Russians? Ah, come on. You know, when I was a teenager, I had a picture in my mind. There are 3 groups speaking with the same tongue.
Mm-hmm.
They tell the people surrounding them, do as I tell you, and it will be good for you. The smallest group we call mafia. The next larger group we call state. And the largest group we call church.
Yeah.
Think
you know,
about it.
And I think that the top. I mean, you know, when something bad happens, like the government seems to have a lot of money and influence in the media, even control of the media, and there's always like, even if there's evidence of stuff, they just put it aside and let the people figure it out when they see their little conspiracy websites. But I think that the UFO topic, that'll open the door to so much stuff that the governments have been doing around the world for so long, and I don't think we've ever had a smoking gun type of issue where, like, I mean, I don't know if we ever went to the moon or not. I think we did. I believe we did. I think it's a little bit too big of a conspiracy to think we did. But I mean, things on that level, when you finally bring that out and you find out something in our history that we've done, and fairly recently, like in the last 50 years, it's going to take over the American mindset, and I don't think the government is even prepared to deal with people like a 10,000 or 100,000 protests in front of the White House.
I think it's also a little bit bigger because the black projects, which are working intercontinentally, will use the disclosure to fuck the different governments up, to install the new age of one world.
Can you just imagine if we have already been to Mars? I mean, like,
I can.
I mean, we can think of it because we already have this idea that there's a secret space program, right? But I mean, like, really, I mean, like, the amount of training and ideas that we have about what an astronaut has to go through just to get to the atmosphere of space, and then like some person finally comes out with proof that we were on Mars or whatever. And I'm not saying that that's true. I don't know. And I try not to go there too much without, you know, I mean, I don't want to, this subject can go as far as you want to take it, right?
You know, from my experience, we are already on a spaceship called Earth. Yeah?
Right.
And it's flying in a circle through space with its sun. You know, it's like a turbulence describing in the movement through the galaxy. And so, in my opinion, we're already on a spaceship, but it's a little bit huger, yeah? Okay?
Yeah, it's just that the perception was changed to you know, because a spaceship has to have an engine, and a spaceship has to have, like, metal, you know what I mean?
And it may have a soul or a mind and interact and talk to you. No, that doesn't make today's sense.
With Lockheed Martin on the side of it, right?
Yeah.
You can't sell that to somebody, right?
Yeah, today already the first legal techniques come out for interaction with computer or over mind vibrations, mind magnetic fields of thinking. So in future, when the first AI will come out, artificial intelligences, they won't be high usable, but they will be enough to steer your ship with your wishes, like a demon, a jinn, or a flask. What's your wish? Where do you want to be today? And it's
that's the thing that's
there.
funny, because when I started and doing the cloud moving with my mind, I said, oh my God, the consciousness is not inside the mind. It's really a non-local.
Everywhere.
But then I say to myself, all right, if only like mainstream needs to know this, you know what I mean? Like if I'm the guy that's going to save the world, and tell everyone what all these years of education has not taught them already, right? Then I realize, I look and I see an article on BMW, where BMW has this research division where they're learning, they put sensors on a steering wheel and people drive the car with their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, wait a minute, corporate America already knows this.
You sure?
It's
So
just
the lake projects already have this, yeah.
Okay, but Jason, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
As I said before, how can you be sure that you're the one moving the clouds? Could be someone helping you.
Well, that's what everyone that's going to doubt you is going to say. Oh, it's a coincidence, or
No, I'm saying you get help from somebody who's able, because you're connected.
Yeah, the only problem is that I've taught a few people how to do it.
Oh, but in my experience, that doesn't necessarily need to be a complete explanation, because that's what I'm thinking. But that doesn't really matter what we think. But the idea of conscious enhanced technology,
right,
already exists here. So why is it people go weird when they say that UFO was living plasma and it talked to me, and they go, no way.
This body is something like that. This is a consciousness impressed interaction, functioning avatar in a two-dimensional universe, not 3 or 4 or 5-dimensional. Yeah? On a low state of frequency, only 40 hertz a second, 14 hertz a second. So we are already in this inside. It's very funny. I like it.
Yeah. But let's round this up, and then let's do a improvised meditation in a bit. But I would like to, just before we do that, when we're talking about disclosure, and and this whole thing, that Jason, you're absolutely right. There's a whole bunch of things that will happen when we get official disclosure. And some of the stories we've heard that were very convincing will probably be bullshit, and some of the things we never believed in the wildest fantasy will be right. But the thing is, how are we going to find out exactly, and what are we going to do? And that's also...
We have to wait much more longer. A friend of mine who studied history told me a system relies on the history, and so you can't believe in history what's younger than last 300 years. Everything what's older, you can try to see what really happened, because these systems are dead already.
Like a big...
everything what's written in the last 300 years and come out that people can interact and read it today is just something that the system wants that you read it.
It's like
everything else. Every inventor like Nikola Tesla, try to ask in Europe anybody who Nikola Tesla is. The people know who Prince is or Madonna, but they don't know who Nikola Tesla is.
Yeah. It's like a
everybody.
Big
I have to. I knew who he was before Facebook. I mean, that's not. And the word, I get kind of like all the history erased him. No, didn't. Facebook erased him and reinvented him to get a lot of likes or whatever. Because just because it says on Facebook that they are trying I mean, it's unbelievable how much stuff there's on Facebook they don't want you to know. So, but if it's on Facebook, who is they, and why don't they want you to know it? You know, because that's
Yeah, and the funny thing is too is that just to let you know how, I mean, just to my perspective on how big this is. Whenever you go to, and you know, you can have a job here, and there's a certain type of people in this job, and this job, and this job, and you say no, they're not connected to each other, right? But now forget about just a job, but like an entire industry. It almost seems to be like each industry wants to suppress the exact information that brings you to the same conclusion at the end. So if you go into biology, medicine, they're suppressing that. Now there's a little obvious there because there's money involved there, right? But if you go to anthropology,
Power.
they suppress anything that's
power.
Force.
Yeah.
You go to physics, you go to astrophysics,
and therefore every institute has its own language. The physicists have other words for stuff than the biologists, than the mathematics, and so they even don't understand each other when they're older than 35.
But you know, they all suppress the very same things in their field that bring you to the same conclusion at the end. And I thought that was really interesting because that gives you an idea of how strong the powers that be are. You know, where one field looks like they're not talking to each other, and they're probably not. But they somehow have an initiative to stop talking about this. And this one over here has an initiative to stop talking about that. And then so on and so on, you know? And then the media has their initiative to make sure they don't talk about their little subject. And then you start thinking, oh my God, hold on a second. Is this secret a little bigger than, let's say, just, you know, a disclosure group?
The thing is, you know, also because one of the things that also made me start thinking there's a big difference between disclosure and full contact, and it kind of gets mixed up, you know, in all kinds of ways. But then I was kind of like not really buying the idea that it was kind of like selling this idea that if you sign this, if you get disclosure, we will have full disclosure in 60 days.
Yeah.
And then we will have. Then I said, then I said, well, then we will have disclosure, but we still won't have open contact because we're killing each other, blah blah blah. We're dangerous. And then they said, no. Then the trials will begin. Like, okay, yeah, because now we need revenge. Now we need justice for all the people, you know, all this who's been killed and blah 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 blah, and they've been doing all this illegal stuff, la 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 la. And I said, okay, how do you expect that to happen? And seriously, people were telling me, well, the ETs will come down and take the stand in court, you know, pointing at the evil CIA guy. I'm like, really? You think that's gonna happen?
World wars of the worlds, yeah.
No way that's gonna. I sincerely doubt that, and that's another point, you know, because we can get disclosure, and it will be like, wah, and then everybody go, now what? And everything will be kind of. Why didn't they come on land? Why blah 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 blah? That's not about it. If we want disclosure, and if you want really to move forward, we're gonna have to have some kind of appeasement, like in South Africa, some kind of committee going, okay, you're a really nasty guy, you know, you stole some technology from CJ Reticuli and you cloned these dudes to abduct my neighbor, you know, we have in life forms and stuff like that. So now we want revenge, now we want justice, no, we're gonna have to go. We need to forgive.
Yeah.
I know this is really tough, and when I said that to these people, and I said, I'm convinced that disclosure will bring nothing except the fact everybody knows. Everybody go, oh, that was real, but they're not gonna land. They're not gonna come and save us, and whatever, you know. There could be a lot of things going on, but I think we have to reconcile with the powers to be, you know, whatever. Otherwise we'll never move on. We'll just keep going. Then there will be another power play going on, you know, and we won't get full disclosure.
We're mad and we want to punish these people, but it's going to be like every time we have a grievance, we're always mad, but things keep going the way it wants to go anyway. So nobody gets in trouble anyway. Because I know when the war in Iraq happened here in the U.S., I think more than half of the population was so angry about that because they didn't attack us on 9/11. So then, you know, we find all this corruption that goes on in the
Hey,
Bush.
we're still there with you guys,
Yeah.
down in the shit, and that's
And you know what? George Bush and his administration and his people never you know, accounted for all the things that had happened under them and all the wars that were started under them. And so we're still mad about it, but it's not like there's a real movement to really get justice, like on a major level, other than somebody ranting on a computer.
Underground, everything underground, anonymous.
Yeah, so it may be a thing where it'll just end up happening anyway, like disclosure and everything, but people will just be mad, but they'll just live their lives mad until finally, like 50 years go by and we get tired of being mad, and then we just kind of go with the program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it would be really crazy to say that we don't face some pretty major challenges as human beings, as a race, in space, on this rock. But it's not like, the thing is, you know, these things are gonna happen, or we will probably not make it. And I'm not I don't know how to say this, but you know, I don't subscribe to the idea that aliens or anybody will come save us. We have to save ourselves. But when people get really like, that will never happen, there will always be wars, there will always be this blah 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 injustice. We need. I go, no, because if they're flying around, they probably figured a way out past those struggles somehow, because it's very unlikely that you can really evolve to that high level unless you become united as a species. And people always go, oh, they must be, they're dangerous because they're predators like human beings. I always go, no, human beings are not predators. Human beings are stupid. A predator would never treat its environment. A predator is balanced with its surroundings and nature. Human beings are just messing everything up. And then they go, so, and they think they're predators, so if, and predators are most likely to evolve intelligence, blah, 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 blah. Perhaps, but at some point, you move past that.
Yeah.
And the idea that you are a superior predator acting like this in your environment actually means that you're not that superior. And the chances are that you will destroy your planet before you get off it.
Even if you're king
Interstellarly.
Like a lion doesn't just go around killing everything and you see a bunch of dead deer all over the floor, all over the forest, right?
No, he lies in the sun and waits from his girl that she goes and kills the meat.
I know.
Yes. Well, we've been on, it's almost, it's 22, 28. We've been on for a while. So,
Good
maybe we should just round off slowly, and should we do a quick visualization as a end, or and then look forward to the next time? I think it's
never done this before, so I'm just gonna follow you guys and then work.
No, I'm just I'm just you just
okay.
you just
Everything I have everything on audio now.
And I will just hang on a second. I need some. I'm gonna have a sip. So no, but before we do that, this once again I would like to explain that using there's a very various ways you can do this. The meditation is one way. People use coherent thought sequencing. Some intuit this in a way I can't explain. But it's all about kind of relax, quiet down, shed your fears, and connect with the consciousness, common consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, that is the basis for this kind of um, of contact, the unbounded mind, if you might call it. And it's not that difficult. Um, if you want to try and on your own or in a group, like we do in the ET Let's Talk network, and many other people around the world do this. You can do this on your own, or you can do it in a group. Um, find a place where you can sit quiet, preferably outside, maybe outside the city, so there's not so many lights, and just take it easy. And the this has to be done in a relaxed and calm setting. And if you have a lot of fears or you have a lot of anxiety um, for the contact or whatever, then it's more likely that it won't be a good experience, or nothing will happen. But if you take some time and just enjoy it, then there's a chance and this could happen. The visualization I'm going to do now is based on the contact protocols from ET Let's Talk and my own experience. Oliver talked about sending out a light, and when you know convergence, divergence. I was talking about, you can also imagine, some people like to imagine water, that they start being a drop, then become a creek, then become a river, and then become the ocean. But we're going to do this more in a pretty simple way, or should I say, about making a circle of light and shining that out. If you make if you're sitting outside or wherever you are, make some impressions of your position and project those thoughts out. I am here. But first of all, I'm going to take these off. So when you want to try and get in a meditative state, you should sit down and have a comfortable position, and just relax and don't really do anything. Then you can close your eyes. Now, if you focus your awake mind on your breath, take some good deep breath. When you breathe, just let your breath run as it likes. You don't need any special kind of breathing exercise. You just kind of like take in your breath and keep it for a while, and let it fall out. Exhaling is a important part of the breathing. It's like a sigh of relief. Now, just sit and relax with your eyes closed. Imagine that you breathe in light and exhale peace. Breathe in light, exhale peace. Now, in your mind's eye or in your third eye, in your forehead, you can try and imagine a sphere of light, bright light, golden bright light. If you're in a group or by yourself, like me, just slowly grow the light into a circle of light. If you're in a group, try to imagine that the circle of light is connecting with your circle. You can send around light, send the light around. If you're doing this alone, or if you know somebody else is doing this, try to imagine where they are and keep expanding the light, the circle of light. Now the circle is all around the entire Earth. See how we connect. Now, if you're in a group, you try to imagine that there's a sphere of light, a big shining light in the middle of the group. If you're sitting alone, don't worry, you can still connect. Now from your heart, try to connect your light to the sphere of light. And then send out a beacon of light into the universe, out through the Milky Way, out through the solar system. Fly out, 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 out. Now try to say, invite anybody who sees, feels this, to come visit us in peace. We are here, sending out a beacon of light, peace, and light. And now, show them where you are. Go back, 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 back. Try to think of the sun in the middle of a solar system as the shining ball of energy. Let them see that. Fly back. Look down. Show them where we are. Send out mental pictures of your position, of our position. Welcome. I want to show you something that I do personally sometimes to help to help my visualization, because I think it's important with the sun or the heart. Shine a light out your heart, connect the heart chakra to the sun when and the hearts around you. And when I do that, I often do some motions to I don't know why, to help me visualize this, and I will show you how I do this. If you close your eyes, imagine there's a huge, the sun is right in front of you. And then make a circle. You might feel some energy rushing or light rushing through your hands. This is normal or purpose of doing this. This is what happens when you connect outwards. And if somebody out there is doing this, I know you're holding hands, but I think you go palm to palm. But that's just me. It's just a feeling I got. So now we go back to normal. Should be outside watching the sky. As I said, show them where we are, show them where you are. If you know of any other groups doing this for the weekend, visualize them as well. And enjoy. This is supposed to be relaxing. Don't take this too serious. Don't take yourself too seriously. Do this with fun. There's no reason to sit and be totally quiet or anything. Just enjoy the moment. And thank you. Namaste. I don't know if you can see this. Perhaps not. But I'm really saying friends, but they are out there, and this connection is. You can do this non-locally. If you believe you can go out there and back, of course you can do that. Don't expect these things to go fast. This comes at a pace that's different from person to person, but it takes some time. Just do it with openness and peace. And also will say, if you at any point feel that something is not right or you don't feel secure or anything, just come back and put your hands on the ground and say, I'm here, and don't come near. So thank you. I don't know, I think we're gonna stop now, but you want to say goodbye and just round this off? Was this totally weird?
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and it was fun.
Sorry.
You don't get to share this, have conversations like this on a regular basis, so it was definitely enlightening. I'll participate again. Just let me know when, and if I have time, I'll definitely sit in on it.
Okay, but as I said, we do this. We're trying to do this at least on all the ET Let's Talk global days. But I'm thinking we're gonna do some. Oliver and I already talked about doing this more often, but perhaps and then concentrate more on the contact part on these days, and then maybe have some more, like we talked about before this, and pick a subject and stuff like this. But the idea is to hope that people get inspired by this and want to join us. And as I said, you're in New York. There's people on Sunset Strip later, and as I said, have them buzz Lemmy's funeral. That would be so cool. So, are you there, Oliver? Ollie?
Probably still meditating.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn his mic and his camera on. Ollie.
There we go.
Yeah, he Ollie got abducted again.
Oh, he got teleported.
Yeah. Happens every time.
Yeah.
But we've been almost 1 hour and 45 minutes today.
Nice.
So yeah, I keep saying we should do it in an hour because never mind people. As I said, we can see that we can go to the analytics. People are actually watching very much of these. What do you call it? They're engaging, so they're spending a lot of minutes watching these things. Just so I hope they get something from it. And as on my YouTube or on our YouTube channel, you can find it. And as I said, the ET Let's Talk the website. You can find all of these hangouts and a zillion other totally amazing shared experiences of the people doing this. And by now, I guess we are more than 6,000 people on the mailing list. So with regards to all the political stuff and that, you can also just say, well, we will keep growing the movement, the people's disclosure movement, and do this and make contact until we are so many that we can't be ignored and we can't be ridiculed. Okay?
Yeah.
Let that be the the closing remarks for today.
Mhm.
And thank you, Jason, for being here. Oliver, yeah, he probably maybe saw something and went outside. You never know. but he'll be back. But I'm gonna stop the live airing now. But hang on, Jason.
Oh, okay.
So okay, so bye everybody, and hello ET friends, and hello ET Let's Talk, and everybody else out there doing this. Have a great contact evening, and hope you have some amazing and fun experiences. Bye.